When I was growing up, I was never involved. My parents were always working. I had to come home and help. My husband and I were following the same pattern until the day we came home with our baby daughter from the hospital. We found the police waiting for us at the house because my oldest son had gotten in trouble. Once again, I felt like I was failing as a mother. But that moment changed my entire life. I joined the family council and found other parents that cared. It gave me confidence, friendship, and resources that I didn't know existed. Even though it was one more responsibility for me to do, I felt more free. My kids saw the change and then led. They joined wrestling, soccer, after-school clubs. My oldest son, the one that got arrested, graduated from high school, and his GPA for his high school year, or his senior year, was 3.5. He came from having a .006 GPA his freshman year. That was a big accomplishment. Today, he's free in the best sense of word, free to make choices and to build his future.
Her choice to join and grow one of CBEL's family neighborhood councils was one of many moving stories told at a November gathering of CBEL, Community Business and Education Leaders. Founded in 2019, this nonprofit brings together Salem area leaders, educators, and residents to help Salem-Keizer families and neighborhoods thrive. It's not an easy task, but one Salem Police Chief Trevor Womack made clear, begins with trust.
Data, we've learned that most shootings happen within a few neighborhoods in our communities, the same neighborhoods that are thriving with neighborhood family councils. That's why this work is so important together. Often impacting young men who are disconnected from opportunity and disconnected from trust. So rather than only responding to violence, we're focusing on prevention. We're engaging families, mentoring youth, connecting people to resources. And this is if you don't remember anything else I said today, it's the most important thing, most important takeaway for me. We're doing all that work with our community. We're doing that work with you, not to you. That's justice in action. Not just enforcing laws, but helping people to rebuild the conditions that make safety and trust possible. You'll hear me talk about safety and trust together all the time. They're just intertwined. And so as we gather here today, educators, housing providers, police, family, neighbors, this is what real justice looks like. Giving people a voice, treating one another with dignity, making fair, transparent choices, and building trust that lasts and matters and results in improved safety for everyone. I'm so thankful for the growing partnerships through CBEL, and I'm optimistic about where this shared work is leading us. A community where safety and opportunity are equally within reach for every child and every family.
I want you to know that the way that things could be better is that we show up for each other, because we have children who are afraid right now. We have children who are afraid. A couple of weekends ago, I watched a harrowing video of a father being taken from a car, pressed to the ground, harmed, and I watched his children watch. And then I watched our schools wrap around his children. And I'm not bringing that in the room to say that we should all believe the same thing about why that happened. I'm bringing it in the room to say this is a room full of love. And neighbors show up for each other. And part of the truth of this moment, part of the goodness and the justice and the liberty and the beauty, is not being able to say that happened to someone else. It's not saying, I'm not going to watch that video, I'm not going to talk about that thing. Part of it, part of being in 1 foot in truth and 1 foot in trust is saying, I don't want that to happen to children. Children should not see that happen to their family members. And we have things we can do. We can show up for each other. We can love on each other and those families and their children. And we can be in spaces like this and believe in each other enough to say just a little bit more of the truth every time we're together.
There are more than 1,000 homeless children attending schools in Salem Kaiser. I know how that feels. My family went through 2 no-cause evictions, moving from Kaiser to Staten. And at one point, all 7 of us lived in a trailer on a friend's property. It took years to fix our credit and finally buy a home. So when I see a mom trying to get the 5-year-old to school without stable housing, I know how hard that is. No washer, no dryer, no safe place to come home to. The good news is more affordable housing is being built, and the city and county has creative programs that really help. But they're on such a small scale that most families never get the chance. What even better would look like is this. If every family in every Salem and Kaiser neighborhood felt secure about their housing. Because when families have a stable home, everything else gets better.
Being at the Housing Authority, I couldn't agree more. We see families from all walks of life, and being able to watch them through their journeys and to walk with them through their journeys is really it's impactful to me personally, and professionally, but really personally because I grew up in these neighborhoods. And so I grew up in Salem, Northeast Salem, in fact, and not one of the greatest neighborhoods. And so being able to, I guess, represent a voice that maybe is underrepresented, even for myself, is just so impactful. And then to see what comes out of it as well, that sense of community. We see it in our residents. They want that sense of community. They want that sense of belonging. And they want to feel safe in their homes. They want to have access to good schools. And they want to be stably housed. And so to be a part of that fulfills my mission as well, personally and professionally. So it hits home. It hits hard. And I'm just proud to be a part of it.
I think it inspires people to say, this is what the community wants. And if this is what the community wants, well then, at the systems level, then we should get behind it. And then at the grassroots level, it says, if this is what people need, if this is what my neighbors need, and I have plenty, why not share? So it's just working at the grassroots and the grass tops level at the same time. And it's just sort of slow but steady, slow but steady. Again, this idea of moving in the direction we really want to go as a community.
This is extremely just emotional for me, just precisely because it has been a dream of mine for 31 years to bring community together. That's what I had done in this town for so long. And it is the opportunity of seeing 100 people in the same place under these great ideas that we were talking about that are the foundation of our country, It couldn't have been at a better time, a more trying time in our nation's history, the present moment.
It motivates me. I've learned a lot, and I've grown a lot as a person, as a mother, a community leader. I've gotten more involved. So I took a bad situation into a good situation for my son and our entire family. This means the world to me. Has changed my life entirely. And my purpose is to get my story out there to motivate more families to come forward and ask for help, because that was one of my biggest fears, is asking for help, letting people know that I was struggling, that I was having issues at home. My goal is to share my story to motivate other parents to get involved in their kids' lives.
Just to stay engaged, like I said this morning, was join us in this effort. We've got momentum, especially when I talked about the community violence reduction, which is really about lowering shootings and violent crime in certain neighborhoods within Salem. And the work that CBEL is doing overlaps perfectly with that. And so we're partnering, we're collaborating, and we just need more and more people, family, parents, school, housing to come together around this idea. And let's build this community-based safety effort and keep it going.
To learn more about CBEL, check out their website at cbelsalem.org.